Hey, and welcome. There are moments in life when a part of us keeps saying, this shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't feel this anxious. They shouldn't have treated me like that. This loss shouldn't be real. My life shouldn't look like this. And sometimes that reaction is completely understandable because what happened is painful. But often, the resistance becomes a second layer of suffering. Not just the pain itself, but the fight against the fact that it is here. That is where radical acceptance begins. Radical acceptance is not about liking what happened. It's not about giving up. It's about ending the internal war with reality. So you can use your energy for healing, clarity, and your next step. Chapter 1. What radical acceptance actually means. Radical acceptance means fully acknowledging reality as it is right now, without denial and without adding extra suffering through resistance. It is radical because it is complete. Not partial, not I accept this, but only if it goes away immediately. It means saying, this is what is happening. That sentence sounds simple, but it can be deeply difficult, especially when the situation is unfair, painful, or unwanted. So let's be clear about what radical acceptance is not. It is not approval. It is not passivity. It is not pretending everything is fine. It is not staying in harmful situations. It is not abandoning boundaries. Acceptance and change are not opposites. In fact, acceptance is often what makes wise change possible. Pain versus suffering. A helpful distinction: pain, the original wound, loss, fear, grief, disappointment, anxiety. Suffering, the extra layer added by resistance. This can't be happening. I can't handle this. This must stop now. Pain is part of life. Suffering often grows when we fight reality. A metaphor. Imagine trying to hold a beach ball underwater. At first, it feels possible, but the longer you push, the more effort it takes. Your arms get tired, your body tenses, and eventually the ball shoots up even harder. That's what emotional resistance can feel like. The feeling doesn't disappear. You just spend your energy trying to suppress it. Radical acceptance is not letting the beach ball control your life. It's stopping the exhausting fight to keep it underwater. Why acceptance feels so hard. Many people fear that acceptance means surrendering control. If I accept my anxiety, won't it get worse? If I accept what they did, doesn't that excuse them? If I accept this loss, am I betraying what mattered? But acceptance is not agreement. It is acknowledgement. You can accept that something happened and still grieve it. You can accept that someone hurt you and still set boundaries. You can accept your fear and still take action. Acceptance simply means I stop arguing with the fact that this is real. Chapter 2. Why we resist reality and what it costs. If radical acceptance is so helpful, why don't we do it naturally? Because resistance often feels like protection. When something hurts, the mind tries to save us. 1. Denial. We distract. We numb. We scroll. We stay busy. We pretend it's not a big deal. This can help short term. Sometimes we need temporary distance. But if denial becomes a lifestyle, healing gets delayed. Reality does not disappear because we avoid it. It waits. 2. Bargaining. The mind starts replaying the past. If only I had said this. If only I had noticed earlier. If only they had acted differently. Bargaining gives the illusion of control. It feels like problem solving, but often it's emotional time travel. You end up living in a version of the past that no longer exists. 3. Self-attack. This is often the most painful form of resistance. Instead of just feeling the pain, we turn it against ourselves. I should be over this by now. Why am I so weak? And suddenly the suffering doubles. Radical acceptance interrupts this cycle by replacing self-attack with reality-based honesty. This is hard. I am struggling. That makes sense. When we don't accept what is, we often postpone our life. I'll start once I feel better. I'll move forward once I stop being anxious. I'll rest once I've earned it. But life does not wait for perfect emotional conditions. Radical acceptance is what allows movement in imperfect moments. It doesn't remove pain, but it gives you back your agency. Because the moment you stop fighting the fact, you can ask a better question. Given that this is real, what do I need now? That question changes everything. Chapter 3: How to Practice Radical Acceptance in Daily Life. Radical acceptance is not a one-time insight. It's a practice, a skill, a return. Here are simple ways to practice it. 1. Name reality in one clean sentence. When emotions are intense, the mind tends to spiral into stories. Start with facts, not interpretations. I didn't get the job. They ended the relationship. I feel anxious right now. This situation is uncertain. Then add, this is what is happening. This does not solve the problem, but it stops the mental chaos from multiplying it. 2. Notice the fight in your body. Resistance is often physical before it becomes verbal. You may notice clenched jaw, tight chest, shallow breathing. Ask yourself, where am I fighting reality right now? Then soften by just 10%. Not all the way, just 10%. One longer exhale. One unclenched hand. One dropped shoulder. Radical acceptance is not only a thought, it is also a nervous system practice. 3. Use acceptance plus agency. A powerful formula is, I can't change the fact that eyes, but I can choose what I do next. Examples, I can't change that I feel anxious today, but I can eat, breathe, and do one small task. I can't change what they said, but I can choose my boundary. I can't change the past, but I can change how I care for myself now. This keeps acceptance from becoming resignation. You accept the fact, then you respond with agency. 4. Let emotions be waves, not commands. Emotions are real, but they are not always instructions. Fear says, avoid. Shame says, hide. Anger says, attack. Sadness says, stop. Radical acceptance says, I can feel this without obeying it immediately. Try imagining yourself sitting on the shore while waves come in. You don't have to stop the ocean. You just need to stay grounded while the wave moves through. 5. Accept in layers. Sometimes full acceptance feels too big. That's okay. Start smaller. I accept that this is hard. I accept that I don't understand yet. I accept that I need time. I accept that my body is overwhelmed. This still counts. Radical acceptance is not perfection. It is honesty. 6. Ask the turning point question. When you feel stuck in resistance, ask, what would I do if I accepted this was real? Not forever, just today. If you accepted that you were grieving, maybe you would rest and reach out. If you accepted that you were burned out, maybe you would reduce one commitment. This question turns acceptance into movement. Radical acceptance is not about becoming passive. It is about becoming clear. It is the moment you stop spending all your energy fighting what already is, and that freed energy can finally go somewhere useful, toward healing, boundaries, support, action, and self-respect. Life will still include pain, but radical acceptance helps you stop adding unnecessary suffering on top of it. So the next time your mind says, this shouldn't be happening, try answering gently, I may not like this, but this is what is happening, and I can choose my next step. Are there specific topics you're interested in or a particular question you'd like answered in your life? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe now and join me on your journey toward more clarity and inner strength.